Imagine if I just like welcome every video. I don't know. I'm in a good mood. Welcome to the Fantasy Advantage, man. Where I give you the fantasy. Oh, what a start! Where I give you the advantage in fantasy football. Listen, I know that I've already done a ranking video for all the different positions, but now that we're getting closer to the season and things are sort of settling in and we're seeing how players are doing in camp, I want to kind of go over and do a quick adjustment of some of my rankings. And today, I'm going to start with the running back position. I'm just going to hop right into it. I don't want to take too much time. I want to kind of cover this and give you an idea of where I'm thinking and where I'm leaning towards different players and what's adjusted. So let's dive right in. To start things off, we're going to go with tier 1. And it's pretty obvious who those players are. It's going to be Bijan Robinson, Jahmyr Gibbs, Saquon Barkley, and CMC. Now, most of these tiers aren't in a certain or specific order. The first 10 at least, they're kind of those are more like in an order, and then after that you can interchange a few spots, but it's kind of the rough overall ranking. Now in the top 4, not much to be said. The consensus number 1 really is Bijan, and for good reason. I know I don't let consensus influence me, but Bijan was my pick before I was even paying attention to that anyway. Jahmyr Gibbs has changed technically for me. I was Saquon Barkley at 2, but I feel like it's hard to bet against Gibbs with what he did last year. So Gibbs, Saquon, and CMC being in the top tier. Now, he can't be out of this tier when he's healthy. You just can't. I'm not saying it isn't scary and it won't be a headache pick. Trust me, I get that. But he's too damn good to not be this high, and after what I've been hearing in camp, I'm just more confident in it. I know I already ranked him at 4 anyway, but I'm just getting way more confident and feeling like that might even be too low. But for now, I'm keeping him at 4. I will happily take him in the back half of the first round. I think he's league winning this year. Next, we're going to jump down into my second tier. These are like the RB1s. Tier 1 was like elite. This is like my RB1s pretty much locked in. Now, Derrick Henry, he's in this list. Bucky Irving, Ashton Gianti, Devin Achane, Josh Jacobs, Jonathan Taylor, Chase Brown. That's my second tier. Derrick Henry's only outside of tier 1 by like the smallest little hair of a margin because of the lack of pass catching. That's the only thing that keeps him from being like my number 1 guy every year is the pass catching chops. He just doesn't do it enough. It's fine though. Like, he's plenty good. If he's your RB1 on your fantasy team, you've got nothing to worry about. He'll be just fine. He just won't cross that final tier and like put himself in the definite RB1 conversation. He's elite. You don't got to worry about him. He's just the guy just outside. Next guy, Bucky Irving. I've been, in on him as a top 10 as it is already, but he's just grown on me more and more as this offseason has gone on and training camp has gone. And I cannot wait to see what he's going to put out this year. I'm officially completely in on him. He had unreal stats as a rookie, and he only cut, 45% of snaps or more after like week 12 or something crazy like that, I believe it was. It's crazy. Like, I'm going to put the numbers right here, if you can see that. I'm going to put them right there for what he did last year. It's really crazy, and not a lot of people do that, and I keep hearing nothing but great things. And the way that I stat things out and look at data and look at players, Bucky Irving is just, I'm not afraid. I know people are out there don't feel super comfortable with him. I'm all in. Don't worry about him, and I'm telling you also not to. The next one is Ashton Gianti. Now, he's one of the best rookie prospects we've seen in a long time, and he has really high draft capital, which means he's going to get a ton of volume, and I really think he's going to dominate out of the gate. I get it. Preseason game, it was 3 runs. That didn't look great. The first run, he gained 4 yards. The second, and that was the only run, first of all, that had the starting O-line. After that, his next 2 runs were not starting O-line. And the negative play that he got tackled by the entire team. He actually he did one of those little spin moves. He spun a dude out of his shoes. Like, he looked fine. He just couldn't break a tackle from 5 dudes all at the same time. It's understandable. I think that they're going to be fine. I've gone over and over ad nauseum at how the Raiders O-line was top 8 in the last, I think it was 4 or 5 games. Once the rookies were like integrated and everyone got healthy, because everybody was hurt for the first massive part of the year, and they got much better. We have nothing to worry about. It's fine. It's preseason. We'll be just fine. Achane can't be above the second tier because his production relies so heavily on Tua and him being healthy and in the game. The difference in points per game with and without Tua is massive. It's huge. It's huge. It goes from 22.5 to 8.7. That makes it terrifying to have to rely on Tua's health. But as long as he's healthy, he's a total home run, and he's going to absolutely win you the league getting him round 2, and could fight for like a top RB3 on the season. He's got all of the right things, and he plays really well when he gets the ball. It's just the offense changes as a whole without Tua there, and Tua being at risk to not be there, it gets scary. So I have to temper my expectations and keep him down at this second tier. Now, Josh Jacobs, JT, and Chase Brown, they're all really close for me. I like Jacobs slightly more because of the work he received in the back half of the season last year and flourished. He was a little slow, and then he just took off, scoring like 1 or 2 touchdowns a game. They have a plan for him in the offense. Josh Jacobs is a guy that's also growing a little bit more on me as time goes. JT, he can't stay healthy. If it wasn't for the health issues and being worried about him, and listen, I know I don't stat out for injuries. I get that, and I always like pump that, and like I always like reiterate that. But when it's every single year, you've got to start thinking about it. Now, if he's healthy, he's top 10 hands down. Like, the guy's really good. But here's the thing. The offense has looked god-awful because Richardson, it looked okay when Richardson was playing, and then Daniel Jones got in there, and it looked terrible. And with Richardson getting hurt, it's a little sketchy. Let's see how long he's hurt. The offense could be really cruddy as a whole anyway this year. It looked weird. We'll find out. We've got some weeks to go. I think JT should be fine. But yes, his health is the only reason he's down there. If he's on the field, you start him and you have nothing to worry about. And Chase Brown, he's great. He looks really good. I do think Taj Brooks does take some work away from him this year. Taj is a good player. He looks pretty good. I think they want to get him in some plays, but they did go to Chase Brown a lot in the preseason game last night, and that feels like maybe he does own his role. So I'm fine with him in this range. Those are the 3 you could kind of like interchange around in these tiers. Now, tier 3, this is like my fringe RB1. Would still be happy with them being my RB1 at the end of a draft. It's Kyren Williams. It's Kyren Williams, Alvin Kamara, Breece Hall, James Conner, Chuba Hubbard, and James Cook. Listen, Kyren Williams is on a good offense, right? Matt Stafford's back problems are starting to concern me, and the offense as a whole, I think they'll be okay. Like, they'll be all right with Jimmy G. Sean McVay knows how to like make an offense work. But without Stafford there, I don't care. It's going to be different, and it makes me a little concerned about everyone on the offense, honestly. But Kyren Williams, too, I don't think that takes any load out of the box for him. I think that might only make it worse, and that could cause a few more problems for him. Kamara, like, I love Alvin Kamara. He's one of my favorite like players to pick this year because you can get him so much further, and he's in the draft, and he's got like, you know, RB top 5 potential every year. He can always hit that. My problem is the offense is going to be a little as far as we can tell so far. We don't really know exactly how it's going to look. Bad offenses and running backs, they don't usually work well together. The thing with Kamara, though, is that he's kind of like foolproof in that situation because he catches so many passes. So he should be just fine. I'm just a little bit lower than I was on him because of the uncertainty of how exactly the offense is going to go. But yeah, I like him a lot here. Breece Hall, another thing, sketching me out a little bit with what's going on between him and New York. So he's dropping for me a little. And I need to see what's happening before I make like my final decision on him. But I think this is roughly where I'm going to sit. Unless they like make a deal and everything's normal, then he should probably go back up into that like second tier, back into the second tier to me. It's just the offense isn't always great. It's the Jets. It's hard to trust anybody on that team. So yeah, James Conner, he's great. He's a hammer. He's awesome. He just has some health issues as well. It's kind of the JT thing. And the team, I think, is going to throw a little bit more this year. Marv Harrison looks unreal. And yeah, the team as a whole and Trey McBride's connection with Kyler, I think that's going to take a little bit away from Connor. And what's that guy? What's the backup's name? Oh my God, I'm drawing a massive blank. Trey Benson. Like, he's going to definitely get some work. He's going to get on the field a little bit more. It's going to take a little bit more away from James Conner. Still, I'm okay with him at my RB1. It's fine. I just have to, he's not going to be probably top 10. He'll be in that area, but I don't think he makes top 10. Chuba Hubbard's great. He's just on like the team that he's on. He's very stable. He just doesn't have a lot of like boom explosive weeks. So that's why he's here. And James Cook, I think the offense is going to change a little bit. I don't think they'll lean on him as hard. He kind of got lucked into roughly, 18 touchdowns last year. I think that comes back down to planet Earth, and he'll be somewhere around like 10. So that's going to drop his overall ranking for me down. The fourth tier, which is RB2s with upside, in my opinion. We've got a little pile of them, and I'll put them in here, and then I'm going to talk about them a little bit. Omarion Hampton, I'm not a believer. If you follow me and know me, you know that I did my TYC right, my 2 yards per carry rating data that I did. Sorry, I'm trying to speak good here. And he had the worst score I've ever seen. I have another video where I talk about that. I'm going to get more into that through this year. It's starting to become something that I'm working on and will put out like very officially after this season, probably after this next college class. So yes, but it's not a good rating. I'm not a big believer in him, but he's in a good situation. So he's got upside, but I don't think he's going to be better than an RB2. And Najee's going to play this year at some point, if not at the beginning. It's going to eat work away from him. He's not going to be the guy. So, yeah, that's just the situation with him. Ken Walker's down here. Love Ken Walker. I do. Can't stay on the field. Cannot do it. And I don't know how to feel about Sam Darnold being in another offensive system. So we have to wait and see. If he stays healthy and everything's pretty much fine, he should actually beat this tier. But I'm trying to be logical here and not get my hopes up. So that's where I have them. RJ Harvey, Caleb Johnson, Trey Henderson, they're all in this. It's kind of like that rookie. These guys all feel like RB2s, but like one or two of them would shoot up the board. Cam Scadaboo is in this. I'm praying my boy Cam. I'm praying he's okay. The injury thing sounds like a hammy that's been keeping him off practice. I'm just praying that the kid heals up and everything goes back to normal and he can be on the field. I want him to start. He is going to be an absolute nightmare for defenses, and he will jump up my tiers because everybody knows I have him in the top 15 this year. He'll jump up. For right now, though, missing time in camp, it's not a good look. I don't want to I don't want to put a lot of faith in a guy who doesn't play in camp a lot. It's been Jason from the Footballers has been talking about this for a few years, and he made this very good point. He looked up a bunch of data, and if people miss training camp, they tend to have not as great of a season as they should, or like previous seasons. It's just a part of it. It's just that's what happens. So he's in this tier for right now. That, you know, I got Aaron Jones, Tank Bigsby. He's a guy I think that can beat this. I've seen him catching some good passes now, so he could actually be a very massive home run. I have him in a lot of dynasty. I have faith in him, but I have to wait and see before I feel like he deserves to be higher. Pacheco's down here. I think there's just too many cooks in the kitchen there. Monty, he's fine. I just don't love that he's got to be behind Gibbs and the O-line's different. I think he gets hurt mostly by that. Aaron Jones, Brian Robinson Jr., I actually really love him. He's in a great offense for it. People are just not thinking about him a lot, and they need to. I think he comes back this year and plays really well. And Tyrone Tracy, because if Scatterboo plays, they're both going to get work, at least for the first part of the season, and he's a fine running back. But if Scatterboo doesn't play much because of this nagging injury, then Tracy could be better than this. Now, the last tier, RB2s at best, probably not, though. We've got players like Tony Pollard, Jalen Warren, Javonte Williams, Mondre Stevenson, Jordan Mason, J.K. Dobbins. It's those kind of guys that I like them. I do like them, but I don't see them getting much higher than like a mid RB2 to back end RB2 at best. Tony Pollard is just the offense he's on. Tyjae Spears is going to get work this year. I think they're just going to split a little more than I want them to, and neither of them are going to be a guy that I really want on my team. But there is a chance that if Pollard starts off hot and just brings the juice, he could end up completely making me look stupid and wrong. But I don't feel it yet in this offense. I think we need a year of Cam Ward in this offense to kind of see what happens and kind of get the scheme fit around everybody. So yeah, that's where I have Tony. Jalen Warren is just, Caleb Johnson's there. He's never going to be the dude. It's just how it is. It's unfortunate because I love the guy. Just how it is. Javonte Williams, excuse me. Listen, Javonte's he was a great prospect. He should have been more than he is right now. It's really sad and unfortunate. I liked him coming out of college. He's on my Dallas Cowboys, but I don't see it unless something happens and he has some crazy resurgence. I think he'll get enough work that he's worth a pick around his ADP, because who knows if he hits you, that's like a league winning pick, because you're getting him how late? You're getting him so late. I'll put up like the round that he's going in, his ADP. I can't think of it off the top of my head, and I didn't put it in my notes. But yeah, Ramondre Stevenson, I think he's already had fumble issues in camp, and Henderson's looking great. So I think he's very slowly going to just lose reps and that job, and Hendo is going to take it. So unfortunate. I was a big Ramondre Stevenson guy. I sold him at the right time, thank God. But yeah, I'm not in on him this year. This is my first year. I am finally out on Mondre. Jordan Mason, he's behind Aaron Jones. He should be fine if he'll get some work. If Aaron Jones goes down, he's going to be a smash. But I don't think he's really great as a whole, no matter what he's the first or second running back. But he's good enough to be worth putting on your team. Like, he's somebody who can have some standalone value, and if Jones gets hurt, can be up in that like middle RB2 range and could have some like big games. And then J.K. Dobbins. He's just the journeyman running back right now. And he's good, and he showed it last year. I just think the drafting of RJ Harvey, they're both not going to be on the field enough to make me feel comfortable drafting either one, but I'd feel less comfortable in J.K. Dobbins. I just think he's just like that annoying dude that's just not going to let RJ Harvey like meet the potential this year. So yeah, that's my tiers list. Somebody that I really love after the preseason games last night is Keaton Mitchell. First of all, I'm a big Keaton Mitchell guy anyway, but he was a dog last night. And I think that's going to open a lot of eyes in Baltimore, and they're going to think, like, yeah, I think we need to get this guy involved a little bit. Like, he's not going to, he ain't taking Henry off the field, but I think he will be the guy behind him, and he'll be the change of pace guy. And if Henry goes down, whoo, look out. I think Keaton Mitchell is a guy to keep your eyes on. So that is my RB tiers new updated rank list. And I hope you were able to enjoy this. I hope you stuck around for the whole thing. If you did, I appreciate it. The season's closing in. I'm sorry I haven't been posting as much as I want to. I've been very busy. Work has been like just really busy. Got stuff going on with the kiddo. Good things, not bad things. Just doing stuff with him and the girlfriend. And I've been brought on to a site. I've been brought in, so I've been working on some stuff with that for the show that I'm going to put on there, and I'm going to be announcing that soon. So yeah, it's just a lot's going on, but I'm going to try to pump out some videos over this next couple of weeks to get ready for the draft season and the regular season of football. And my Guys episode is coming, so everybody, I want to make sure you tune in for that. So yeah. Thank you for coming in, and have a good rest of your day.